How we all doing? This is episode 1 of the Darth Dumbass Podcast.
How you doing?
We've been trying to get this thing moving for how many months? Years?
5 months.
5 months?
I think it's about 5 months. And we're supposed to do a video version of this.
Eventually. I sort of feel like that'll be season 2.
Season 2 or hopefully episode 3.
Yeah, something like that. Like, we'll see how lazy we can be.
We're not going to reveal our beautiful faces just yet. Right, anyway, so welcome to the Darth Dumbass Podcast.
Yep.
Rolls off the tongue nice and smooth.
DDP. So.
TM.
What's TM?
It's trademark, man.
We can't trademark that. That's a wrestler. DDP's a wrestler.
Okay, so Darth Dumbass Podcast trademark.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Fucking goddamn.
Okay, so this is just podcast with a bunch of dumbasses just talking about nerd shit, fun shit, cool shit, bad shit.
I'm much
Doesn't
more
matter.
of a dumbass than he is.
Nah, I'm pretty much a
Unless
dumbass.
it's a video game or normal movies, I'm a little more of a dumbass. You have to know that. You have to know that going into this.
Yep. Oh, I mean, how about we just get to know each other right now? Who are you?
My name is Luke Carquillat. You can call me
Slim Shady.
Slim Shady. You know, I'm a fan of things. I'm a fan of a lot of things. I'm a filmmaker. I'm a photographer. But you know what I love?
What do you love?
Nerd shit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So my name is Matt. I am another nerd. I like a lot of nerd shit. I like some cool shit. Like, I like sports. I like anime. No, okay. Yeah, sure. I like anime.
He's talking about the porn.
That's called hentai. Get it right. Anyway, so, yeah, I like...
Just like your search results.
Tentacles. Anyway, I like sports. I like wrestling. Wrestling is probably something I really like. I like movies. I like comics. I like Star Wars. I mean, hence the name, Darth Dumbass Podcast. I'll try and put a lot of Star Wars into this. I mean, that's sort of going to be...
I think it could be a little hard, actually, to put some Star Wars into this.
Why?
I don't know. Today's topic doesn't seem too Star Wars-y to me.
Oh, okay. So today we're going to talk about the Star Wars stories and basically the anthology films and our wish lists for them. So before we get to that, let me just say right off the bat, Rogue One's pretty great.
It is. I really like Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One is really friggin' awesome.
It's got me really looking forward to Han Solo.
No,
I should just say in terms of Rogue One, remember, they had to refilm a lot of the movie. To me, it's showing dedication. A lot more dedication than I thought I would see.
Well, here's my thoughts on Han Solo. The dude they casted looks nothing like him.
That is very true.
I'm sure they'll do movie magic and make it work. I'm sure. I mean...
Didn't you see the set photo? That's him in costume. It does not look like him at all.
It does not look like him at all.
I mean,
know.
I'm just saying that there's hope in the sense that I'm going to take that veil of, like, I'm just going to put a veil over him kind of thing and just be like, I know it's not him, but I just want to enjoy a story.
Do that Bela Lugosi thing from, what's it called, Plan 9?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Well, yeah, like, Rogue One was, like, the test for me. Like, after that movie, I know that they're fully capable of making good anthology Star Wars stories. And I'm not worried about the story. I'm not worried about how it will fall into the canon. I'm sure it's going to be a great story. What I'm worried about is how, as a super fan of Star Wars, how I'm going to handle Han Solo not being Harrison Ford. How I'm going to handle Lando not being Billy D. Williams. As much as I love Childish Gambino, or Donald Glover, as much as I love him, I still don't see him as Lando to me. What do you think?
I feel like it's just going to be comedy packed with him in there. You know, from him in the Community? I feel like it's going to be him in this very serious role, and he's just going to be like, Han, how the fuck you doing? And then he's going to be like, no, where's the guy in the AC?
Hello, what have we here?
And that's going to be the guy who brings the prisoners in.
Well, I mean, real quick, what do you think that movie's going to be about? Because obviously it's not going to be about a red cup.
I honestly don't know what this movie's going to be about.
All right.
Because without him and Leia and I mean, sure, he's got the adventures, but it's the whole part of that characters. It's Harrison Ford. We see him in Indiana Jones. We see him in Blade Runner. He's basically the same guy in a lot of movies, but it's him that sells it, and it's the relationships in the movies that sell it for me, especially with Leia, and then his relationship still with Luke, and the broken relationship that he has with Lando. Mm-hmm. So I don't see like where we're gonna be in this. I don't know how interesting it's gonna be without Harrison Ford carrying that role. Because he carries Indiana Jones, which is cool, but he makes it cool.
Right.
I don't see this guy being cool. Like I know from Hail Caesar. Like I like him a lot. I think he's great. But
he's just not cool.
No, he actually isn't. He just isn't. I mean, he looks okay. He doesn't have that just charm right off the bat.
Well, I mean, that's the main thing Han Solo has is charm.
Yes,
if he's missing the charisma,
one Han Solo.
Right. If he's missing the charisma, I don't know how I'm gonna feel.
I don't like this enough. But I'm like I said, I'm gonna support it. It gives me hope because they did a good job with Rogue One.
Well,
this will be their first endeavor dealing with a previous character.
I will support these Star Wars stories as long as they are good. If I have any suspicion that they're not going to be good, I won't support it. This, I have a stronger suspicion than Rogue One that it's not going to be good. Rogue One, I had a little bit of a suspicion, but proved me wrong. It was very good. I'm sure this will prove me wrong as well, hopefully.
I don't think they're going to let you I don't think they're going to let this prove you right.
Yeah.
Lucasfilm is dedicated to making good movies right now. They don't want to screw up their game.
Yeah, ask the old directors. Do you really know it's rumored that they wanted too much creative control, and Kathleen Kennedy was like, I will shut that shit down, no exceptions, and got the guy from American Graffiti, because Ron Howard, that's what he's only known for. George Lucas movies.
I mean, that and obviously his very... we're all definitely looking forward to the Arrested Development movie he's been working on for so long. Really coming along great. I think that's still sort of a good thing, though, when we have... the producers are going to have to look over this really strongly. It's like Marvel. The reason that they have such a strong cinematic universe is because... their directors don't have a lot of creative control in the fact that everything links together. No, it's not different things. And I think in that sense, because we don't have the same director making every single one, that we have.
You have a Kevin Feige though.
Yeah, I mean, so the original Lucas, the original 3 Star Wars movies, George Lucas is still the executive producer on the 2 after. And if you go into working in films, you do have to realize that you're a director and you tell you have your DP and you tell them what to do, right? The producer is this is the creative decisions. The director shows how it's going to happen, how the actors are going to do what they gotta do, but the producer keeps the story in place.
Right.
And that's actually funny enough. We give George Lucas a bunch of shit for the prequels, but
don't. I love the prequels.
A lot of people give him shit for the prequels. Okay.
Okay.
I am one of them in a sense. I just don't like episode 1 that much. I like the other 2 just fine. Episode 3 is pretty awesome.
Episode 3 is my favorite.
It's not my favorite movie. I still like the Return of the Jedi.
Listen, I might be a little biased because that episode 3 was the first one I saw in theaters.
Okay.
In my lifetime.
First one I saw in theaters was episode 2, actually.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Young.
A young Han Solo.
Young Han Solo.
Yeah. Quick rundown of what I think Han Solo is going to be. I think Woody Harrelson is going to be like his father figure or teacher. Be like, hey, kid, this is how you smuggle. Then he's going to die. Then Han Solo is going to be like, whoa, I got to smuggle myself now. Make friends with Lando. Find Chewie being a slave. Break Chewie out, like free him. Be like, Chewie, you're one of us now. And then I think they'll show the game that Lando and Han play, and then they'll show Han like winning the Falcon, like in the gamble.
And so it begins.
Yes.
All right. I don't know as much about what the movie's gonna be, so
well.
I just am saying I have some hope. That's all.
A New Hope.
No, Matt, that's already been done.
Oh yeah, the sequel to Rogue One, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Soon.
So, like, the thing that we're really here for.
Top 5.
Top 5 Star Wars stories we want to see. Now, this could range from little obscure characters to huge main characters. It could go from canon. It can go to legends. It can go to whatever we want. We just want to see a movie on it or some form of media, visual media on it. Let's say that. Like, maybe it could be a Netflix show or something like that.
Yeah, so it's a television show, movie type thing. We're not looking for those are the two mediums we're going for.
Yeah, okay.
That's what we're going for. Yeah.
One thing I want to say, what we want is not going to particularly follow the animated series canon. So no Clone Wars and no Rebels, I think. At least mine doesn't, I don't think.
Mine has one slightly.
But I mean, like, does it
follow
counteract or does it follow it?
Possibly follow. I'm not sure because I don't watch Rebels, but the characters in Rogue One.
Okay.
So.
Well, Rogue One, like the only animated character would be Saw Gerrera.
Way to spoil that ahead of time.
Well, no. I mean, like, that's well known, right? That he's in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I don't really follow the animated series as hard as other people do, but I know they did put Saw Gerrera in Rebels as well, didn't they? Yeah, they did. So
anyway,
yeah,
let's get into this, Matt.
All right,
let's I think we should do it. You know, we want people to keep listening.
Yeah.
So start with number 5 for both of us.
All right, how about you go first? Give me your number 5.
Ha! You want to start with me?
Yes, I do.
What a mistake.
Ha!
For you and the listeners.
Okay.
So my number 5, I'm a little more wacky with this because I don't follow all the different things like you do. I just watch the movies. Okay.
Okay.
That's all I do. So
there's something valuable to that, you know, because people who only watch the movies is your basic audience. Those are the people that can understand the movies. Like if you go too far into the encyclopedia, people might not get it.
Very true.
Yep.
Very true. I mean, So I'm worried. I'm your friend.
Right.
I'm your friend, listeners.
Right.
Got any shit to say? Well, I can't really stop you. So anyway, enjoy it. So my first one is actually a story on. I don't know. I want it to be some sort of thriller with the ghosts of the Jedi ghosts.
The Force ghosts.
The Force ghosts. Yes.
Okay. What type of thriller? Like they're scaring people?
No, not okay. Not thriller. I just say thriller because they're ghosts.
Because that's the thriller. Okay. Anyway.
No, I just want there to be something with the ghosts because I feel like the power that the fact that they come to Luke in that sense, I'm like that's not just a power that Luke is seeing. I feel like this is a power that they actually have, and there should be such a great disturbance in the Force that they have to like come back in a sense.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you want the ghosts as the main characters?
Yes.
Okay. I could dig that.
Yeah, it's a really weird one.
That's a weird one. I could dig that.
It's number 5 for a reason.
Yeah. To build on that, maybe they can like explore like why they become ghosts. Like who becomes ghosts and who doesn't, because as far as we know, the only ones we could actually see are Ben, Yoda, and Anakin. Mm-hmm. And then Qui-Gon, we can hear his voice. Maybe like Qui-Gon wasn't strong enough with the Force to become visual.
Or with the acting department.
Or maybe they just couldn't hire him.
Yeah.
I don't know. But maybe they could build on that. Maybe they could show like what it entails to become a ghost, like what they have to go through maybe in the Star Wars afterlife. I don't know.
I mean, that's actually probably why I said thriller, because I want to explore that afterlife more.
Yeah.
And I don't want to like not so much maybe them coming back to Earth, but I also want to see what the world that they're in, because the fact that they're ghosts and they're still knowing what's going on means that there's some version of this universe that they're in.
Mm-hmm.
And that version, I don't know if it's something that coexists perfectly with what's going on, or if there's some other realm that they come from. Mm-hmm. So I want to just explore what is going on when this happens.
Or maybe they become everything. Like Yoda is like, with that rock, with the tree, with this, the Force is everywhere. Maybe they are everywhere now.
Becomes like Avatar.
Yeah.
Where you can talk to everything.
Yeah. I mean, I dig it.
Maybe to be the most powerful Jedi you can be, you'd have to be dead. Because you are truly not... Yeah. You're not just one with the Force, you are the Force.
And I take it you saw the concept art for Force Awakens, some of it, at least?
A little bit.
There's concept art of Force Ghost Anakin.
Oh.
And it was showing, like...
I'm looking this up.
Yeah, his Force Ghost was, like, battling itself and switching between dark and light. Like, Darth Vader was breaking out of the Force Ghost. Mm-hmm. And maybe they could, like, build on that a little. Maybe, like, people like that who have fallen to the dark side have that darkness to them.
Oh, shit. That's pretty cool, actually.
He's looking at it now, folks.
I'm looking at it. Just take it away, Matt.
Yeah, so, like, I don't know how good I feel about that idea, because I think that's a little too much for the afterlife, but...
I mean, I'm just curious about it. Hence number 5. I was kind of running low on stuff.
Yeah.
And I was excited, though, to think about it. I was like, this could be kind of cool to see what power you get from this.
Well, all in all, I know I mentioned it, but I am glad that they didn't put that in Force Awakens, because I feel as though the whole point of the Sith, or according to Palpatine and Plagueis, is to live forever, right? And I think the great irony of the whole thing is that the Sith don't get to live forever. It's the Jedi that do, because they're the ones that become the Force Ghosts. So when I think of Darth Vader, like, breaking through like that, it sort of counteracts what I just said. Like, Vader shouldn't live forever. Anakin should, you know?
Oh, right, because he turned good.
Right.
At the end. Only if somebody would tell goddamn Kylo that.
I know.
Can somebody tell him that he was good?
Oh, man. Like, I mean, I'm sure, like...
Oh, this is real concept art.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
How it should have ended.
How it should have ended. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, Force Ghosts, I like it. Want me to move on to mine?
I do, actually.
All right.
Yeah, that's all I got for that one.
Okay, so my number 5 is something that we've certainly touched on. It's become a great meme.
I'm just going to leave that there for now.
Yeah, it's okay. It's become a great meme now. I want an entire movie. There's been a Legends book on it of Darth Plagueis and a young Sidious. Maybe at the end of the movie, Sidious murders Plagueis. I just want to know more about Plagueis. And I feel as though with the whole conspiracy on that Snoke is Plagueis, I think, like, he's as popular as he's ever been, and I think it'd be a good time to make a Plagueis movie.
You know, I feel like part of this, of you wanting the Plagueis movie, is also the fact of this funny story of Matt's long journey to acquire this Plagueis.
All right. Black Series.
No, we don't even do all that. We know this.
No. I'll make it very fast. Darth Plagueis Black Series action figure. I was looking for it for years. Finally found it at Comic-Con. I saw that along with other figures. When I grouped it together, the guy wasn't budging. So I said, you know what? We got to do this separately. So I made my friend Luke over here go, hey, yo. Walk up to him, chop him on Plagueis, and then buy it. Chopped him on Plagueis, and he bought it. So then I walked up, and I'm like, you know, I was going to buy that. So that I'm like, I got to get a better deal than him now. So then I chopped the guy on the other 2 figures, and that was fun. And I used, like, the guilt trip of my friend stealing the figure from me.
I had no idea what I really took. And let me also just have this there for, you know, like, whatever you want to do with this. Matt doesn't just, like, come up to me and say this. I lost him on the floor, and then he calls me. He's like, I need you to do something. It was like I was being called back in for a job I retired from.
007, I have a mission.
I was thinking more like taken.
Yeah, you took my Plagueis.
Oh god damn.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, so there's a lot of backstory to this number 5. It seems like.
But I mean, in all seriousness, I think it's rather interesting.
I do.
I mean, a guy as powerful as Darth Plagueis who could influence the midichlorians to create life. I think that'd be a good movie.
It's also funny how it's based off that one line. This guy.
Yeah. I mean, he just had one little monologue, and now he's become a legend. It's great.
I'd see it, actually. I think that'd be pretty cool.
I'd see it, yeah.
I mean, I'm actually imagining the trailer just being really dramatic music and, like, shots from behind, and you just see his hands out, and he's just, like, pulling, like, you can actually see the Force in that sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, like, with the whole rule of 2, you can cut the movie into, like, 2 sides. The Plagueis side, when he's, like, influencing the Force and making all these schemes and plans. And then you have the Sidious side, who's trying to take over these plans and maybe, like, scout, like, Dathomir and find, like, a young Darth Maul that he trains and says, you're going to be my assassin, and, like, stuff like that. Like, maybe incorporate a young Darth Maul into this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's my idea.
You really want more Darth Maul?
I love Darth Maul.
I mean, you can love Darth Maul, just let's give him a better ending than he got in...
Let's pretend the Rebels ending didn't happen and move on.
All right, cool, I can do that, yeah. Great. Speaking of Rebels, my number 4.
Uh-oh.
Saw Gerrera.
Ooh.
I don't know, so not so much the Rebels version, right? So in Rogue One, we saw him at the end of his run, right? We saw at the very beginning when he had hair. And then we saw him at the end of his run with the breather, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to know, like, because it seems at the beginning he's so much more, he's filled with a little more compassion. Especially the way they talk about him being part of the Rebel Alliance. And being, like, he broke away at a certain point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see the breaking point, in a sense. I want to see his attempts, because he seems like one of those great warriors that need to take it, that believe, I mean, we see it in the movie, just he believes he couldn't get, he didn't have, it wasn't the means to an end what he was doing. So he had to be more extreme and became an extremist, obviously. That's why the word's there. No, so I want to see like a movie version of that, because it seems like at some point in his life when he became that extremist, that he lost part of himself. I mean, he's already lost a lot of parts of himself, but I mean emotionally. I'm very, because he has no trust for anyone whatsoever. We saw. I wonder, like, I feel like he's been stabbed in the back by the rebels.
Mm-hmm.
Because the rebels, for as good as they are, I feel like they've done some fucked up shit that we don't get to see. And because in terms of Lucasfilm wants to see it as this great thing, and now we're getting to also see these bad guy sides of things in their video games and their movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool to see the bad guys like feel something for them. So it almost brings you to the point where you're choosing rebels or empire.
Right.
And in this case, I think that could be a movie where it's like choose your team. Well, not to be like whatever stupid Twilight, but
I didn't even think of that.
It made me think of the Burger King thing they did. Remember Jacob or Edward? That was a Burger King thing. I remember.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I won't refer to people because they'll know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There's people out there, though, that know that I have history about this. Anyway, so I feel like it'd be one of those things where it can actually split a lot of fans, because everybody's for Rebels, right? For the most part. Like,
oh, well, for the Rebel Alliance, yeah.
Everybody. So, I mean, you like bad guys, too, but I feel like there could be something seeing why the Empire does what it does, and I don't know. Not everything is so black and white. Well,
to build that, I sort of feel like Rogue One accomplished that as well, with the whole Cassian Andor being forced to, being told to snipe Galen.
Which that was just a taste of it, I think.
I mean, right in the beginning, he shot that guy in the arm cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dig that. I feel like that'd be a lot of stuff to put in a movie, because the way I looked at it was Saw Gerrera through the years and years of hardship and the
maybe a series.
Hard-fought war. Yeah.
I would actually it'd be cool to see, because I haven't actually seen a series do this I don't think I've ever seen a series use it. I've seen a series be different things every episode.
Mm-hmm.
not at all in the same storyline. Like what is that called? I can't remember. What's that Netflix show? Fuck. I can't believe I can't remember this right now.
And I can't believe it's not butter.
Oh, Matt, it's the show on Netflix where it's a new story every time. It's always like crazy conspiracy type stories. Black. You have to cut this out.
I don't have Netflix, yo.
God damn it, Matt. God damn it. Okay. Anyway, so every episode, right? Every episode is like a point in his life.
Right.
So it's like a 10 episode thing. So we see 10 points in his life, and every episode will jump like a few years.
Each episode is going to have some form of tragedy or hardship that just slowly destroys his mind for people.
Not always. We have to have some victories.
Yeah.
But sometimes the victories are hard because of what he had to do for them.
Right.
And then it's those times when it's as those victories come with the rebels that he sees that what he's fighting for is not the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
He sees that the way to get what he wants is not
the same way.
Not the same way. Sometimes he has to be more cruel. Sometimes he doesn't understand actually maybe why the rebels have to be so cruel. And then he's like, why can't I just do this all the time? It works. Why is it only this time when we do it, it works? And it takes it farther. That's what I want to see in a movie, actually. Not movie, Netflix series.
Okay, I think that'd work better as a series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Right.
If anybody steals our ideas, by the way, we want some credit that we came up with it, and at least some money.
Well, number one, I want credit. Number two, you better make it friggin' good.
Actually, yeah, I won't take money if you make it good. I'll pay to see it.
Oh, also, I failed to mention this beforehand. We're on purposely not putting the Obi-Wan movie in our list. It's not it's not technically confirmed yet, but
sorry to cough over that.
Yeah, it's all good. But it's pretty much confirmed. So to make it more interesting, we on purposely avoided the Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. All right. So my number 4. Do you know that there is only 2 Sith? A master and an apprentice. No more and no less. Are you aware of that?
That you can only ever have the 2 in a Sith?
Yeah, it's called a rule of 2.
But how is that when you had Grievous?
Grievous was not a Sith.
He wasn't a Sith?
No. He was not.
Oh, right, because he just stole.
He just stole lightsabers and was trained by Dooku.
Right. I'm sorry for screwing that up. Like I said, I'm the bigger dumbass here.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
Well, before that rule of 2, there was a bunch of Sith. And it was a madhouse, and they were killing each other. Well, one man decided that was dumb. And that man is sort of the father figure, the father of the dark side. And that man is called Darth Bane. And he is the man who came up with the rule of 2. I'd like to see a movie on that. I like to see Darth Bane. I like to see him completely reinventing the Sith Order. That's what I want. How do you feel about that?
Somebody's going to say, one of the Sith being like, but there can only be 2. It's like, you merely adopted the rule of 2. I was born it. I crafted it. I didn't see the light until I was a man, and then that was just the dark side, I found out.
So you like his name.
Quite obviously.
I was trained by Ra's al Ghul.
Oh, God. Ra's al Ghul, the real father of the dark side. So that was my number 4. What's your number 3, Bane?
That's all you have to say?
Yeah, that's all I got to say about it. Because I feel like it's so far in the past that, like, you can really build whatever the hell you want on it. Like, if you don't like the novelizations of the trilogy, you could change it. Just as long as Darth Bane is there, and as long as he creates the rule of 2, and as long as, like, he makes shit happen. Just make it interesting. That's all I want.
I have nothing to argue with on that one, actually. I think it's pretty cool. Bane, what do you think?
I think that I'm late to break someone. I'll see you later.
All right,
Darth Bane, everyone.
Let's pretend that didn't happen.
No,
and,
it did. It's recorded. It's there.
Yeah. I have proof that you're an asshole. Okay.
And so do you.
Hey.
So my number 3 all comes from a very short conversation.
Uh-oh.
Between none other than Obi-Wan Kenobi.
And Anakin?
Yeah, I was just gonna say the little bitch himself.
He's not a bitch, but okay.
Okay, in my opinion, he's a little bitch until he becomes Darth Vader.
I mean, is that like his Mulan moment? He made a man out of himself, you know?
I mean, he did have to be remade, basically. But we see in Rogue One how much of a boss he actually became when he's like, be careful not to choke on your aspirations. And a little Jamaican at the same time. But that was boss moment Anakin, right? So it's this little conversation in the elevator when they're talking about, I feel like I should have got the exact transcript, but we came up with this quite quickly. When they're talking about all the times Anakin has saved Obi-Wan's ass. One of them specifically, the nest of Gundarks. I want to see a movie on that little situation, like short film. I want to see what happened. Because they continuously go back on things he saved him from, and that's one of the ones I just want to see. Okay, there's a Gundark. It's out there. So, fearsome anthropod from Vancor, known as one of the most vicious, strong, and aggressive species in the galaxy. Alright, kudos to you, Anakin. Oh my god. Between 2.1 and 2.5 meters tall. Damn it, they're on the metric system. Fuck. Oh my god. We're looking them up right now.
He's looking the Legends Wikipedia on the Gundarks.
I was gonna say, what do you have to say about this? Because honestly, I just want to see the whole situation. Because I have no context of this.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody does. But I want to know what happens. You had even mentioned another time in episode 3 when they...
The business on Kid and Moda doesn't count. I'll see you at the briefing. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it'd be pretty awesome. I feel like it'd be a hard thing to do in live action because they're older.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying short film. I mean, we actually get quite a few of their adventures in the Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
The Cartoon Network series.
Yeah. Again, we haven't really... I haven't really watched it religiously. Like, there's very little Clone Wars and Rebels I've watched. I don't think you've watched any.
I watched it when it was coming out. But here's the problem. That was a long time ago, those shows. And if I'm not watching stuff constantly, it will leave me. Because it wasn't enough to make a mark. That's the problem. So I want something to make a mark. That's my fun one. I'm just reading up on their history. I may come back into this a little bit.
Sure.
So Matt, let's hear your number 3.
My number 3. This one, I don't know how people are going to take it. Because I feel like it's something...
I'm ready to judge you.
Yeah. I feel like no one's ever really thought of this, or like no one wants to think of this. I don't know which one or the other. But, I mean, we're doing a young Han Solo. Mm-hmm. Why don't we do other young characters? But instead of focusing on people that are so iconic that it will anger people if it's not the right person, how about we go with some prequel characters? How about, this is my idea, a young Dooku. A young Dooku with a Padawan Qui-Gon.
I feel like that'd be an HBO show. Young Dooku.
Oh, I mean, like, you show his evolution from Jedi Master to Count. Like, how did that happen? Show why he left the Order, because he didn't straight become a Sith right away. And show, like, a young Qui-Gon moving up in the ranks, maybe finding a very young Obi-Wan. Mm-hmm. And, like, because you know that Dooku still had contact with Qui-Gon when he left. When Obi-Wan was involved. Because, he said in episode 2, Qui-Gon held you in such high esteem. Meaning, like, Obi-Wan existed while Dooku was still around. Mm-hmm. I'd like to see, like, that whole, like, three-way of the Jedi. I want to see how it works. I want to see Yoda involved. I want to see... I just want to see how he left, because it's not really...
Take all he said from the moment he said 3-way, make that a porno. That sounds hilarious to me.
You know, I really don't want to see Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and Dooku in a 3-way.
You even said Yoda.
I mean, okay, that's a 4-way. But I still don't want to see that. But I do want to see, like, why Dooku left, where he went when he left, what Qui-Gon did when he left, maybe some Qui-Gon Obi-Wan shenanigans, maybe how Yoda took all of this. Did Yoda know what was going to happen to Dooku in the future? Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know. I want to watch it. What do you think?
Yeah, again, this is something I haven't put too much thought into.
as no one did. You know.
So why is this your pick? I mean, it's great.
So what's your number 2, Luke?
My number 2. Another emotional story. I don't know. I'm a sucker for the emotional stories. I want to see the story of Boba Fett. Because I feel like that's a big thing. And I want to see a story of Boba Fett with one extra thing in there. You know when Mace Windu gets, like, electrocuted and thrown off by Palpatine? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want that. But I don't... No, I'm saying I don't want that to happen. I want there to be some vendetta between Mace Windu and Boba Fett as he grows. Right? Because the only reason his dad's dead... Well, clone daddy is dead.
Yep.
Mace Windu. And when he picks up that helmet and he looks at it, he knows what just happened. Because he knows Mace Windu did it. Mm-hmm. He's been planning how to strike back. You can't tell me this young boy sees his father decapitated and his biggest problem is with Han Solo. He's got nothing to do with that.
Well, I mean, he's got a huge past you can build on.
Exactly.
Yeah. But to build on that.
Thank God.
In the Clone Wars, that happened. And it was terrible, and I recommend you don't watch it, because I really absolutely don't like it.
Okay,
however,
this is where I got my idea from then.
However, if they made a movie version of a younger Boba Fett that is well done, unlike the Clone Wars version, I'd be totally into that. And I'd be into even more Boba Fett stuff. But
I mean, I'm actually just... Because we have so many good guys in the Star Wars universe, I'm into seeing stories on the bad guys solely.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to feel for them a little more. I think that's my biggest thing is I can only sort of understand why they're doing stuff because they have it kind of in the Hitler order type of things.
What do you mean by that?
The Empire, like, killing people type.
Yeah.
It's much more like... It's
Nazi.
much more Nazi style. Yeah. And that's very easy to see that that's the influence of it. So they're expecting you that's where you're getting the ideas of the morals of your bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's not building any true morals besides Darth Vader. We have to see that. Even without the prequels, we still see it.
Mm-hmm.
Except I want to see more for some of the characters. Like I feel some people are underdeveloped in terms of them, and I want to feel more for them. I want to know what the struggle is. Except, I mean, I know Boba Fett just dies in a fucking pit, but
does he have to?
He doesn't.
You can change that.
I mean, I would.
And to build on the current canon, in Star Wars Aftermath, they find Mandalorian armor with acid damage. I mean, maybe he got out.
Matt's shrugging his shoulders right now.
Maybe he got out.
See,
I'd like to believe he did come out because that's sort of a lame way to die.
So what you're saying is instead of having just this one movie, we can have a few movies.
Oh, I mean, Boba, I think we all know by now, is very marketable.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a lot to him. He just doesn't say much.
I mean, that's what these movies would change.
Ooh, he could be like Judge Dredd even, though, and still not say that much throughout.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Ooh, that would be cool.
And I'm sure... Oh, who's the guy that played Jango Fett?
Jango Fett?
Well,
I don't remember.
I mean, he's still around. Just get him up. He'll do it.
I don't have to see his face.
I mean, like, the voice and stuff. I mean, like...
Oh, that voice.
Like, I'm sure, like, you can get, like, a fill-in with a better Boba Fett body. But, I mean, like, you still got the Jango Fett guy to do the voice. He's still around.
True.
I'm forgetting his name right now.
Okay, so here's two things, though. I don't feel like the movie would be entirely strong if it just solely was on him. It would need some extra pieces.
Mm-hmm. Well, you want me to merge this into my number 2 pick?
I would love that. That'd be a great segue.
Because your number 2 pick is loosely my number 2 pick.
Okay.
You said Boba Fett. I said I want a complete Bounty Hunters movie.
Ooh.
But very specifically, I want this set. This is the big one. This is one of the big ones that I think it'll get a big pop. In between 5 and 6, there's a time where Boba Fett has some pretty precious cargo on his ship, and that's Carbonite Han Solo.
Right.
The biggest bounty, like, in the universe.
Right.
Is in his ship. Darth Vader hired multiple bounty hunters to find Han Solo. They're all intently looking for him. I think by then, they figured out that Boba Fett had him. I want, like, a big, long, hour and 50-minute movie of Boba Fett's struggle transporting Han Solo from his ship to Jabba. And I want, and this loosely sort of happened in the Legends book, Shadows of the Empire, but it was just IG-88. I want all the bounty hunters making, like, dogfighting in space to just steal the cargo from his ship. I want, like, IG-88. I want Dengar. I want Zuckuss. I want Forlom. I want Bosk. I want all these bounty hunters just trying to beat the crap out of Boba Fett and stealing Han Solo.
I actually would really like that. So here's my, I mean, this seems a little cheesy in terms of, but if we can have it and then have like those moments, like imagine this whole dogfight, like having to go, maybe going planet to planet, like has to make his way out of, like a ship gets pushed down, he can't make it out. Flashbacks to him becoming Boba Fett. Link it all together.
Yeah.
You see what that is, Matt? That's your idea, my idea.
Well,
ooh, synergy.
I
Or the
also
Force.
wrote, like, I wrote Bounty Hunter / Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction.
Like, maybe this is, like, shot and told in the Pulp Fiction style. Like, all different pieces like that.
So just a Tarantino style.
Like, a Tarantino-style bounty hunter movie with, like, you see Boba Fett's side, you see IG-88's side, you see Bosk's side. And then they all merge together.
Is there any particular reason that this may ring a bell, considering his Boba Fett's, you know, father's Jango Fett, and Jango is the bounty hunter in Django Unchained?
I mean,
as long as we have Christoph Waltz in this movie, I'm happy.
I mean, Django. We could have a Django Unchained movie. I mean, Django could just be on Camino, and he's like chained up, and then he just shoots the chains, and then he's unchained. There you go. There's the movie. 5 minutes.
Whoa, dude, that's
Yeah.
that's the whole preview right there. Is the movie?
Yeah, there you go.
Why'd you reveal it all? Now they're not gonna come for it.
I mean, if Batman v Superman can reveal everything, so can I.
oh, shots fired! Oh!
What was that?
That was you know, just like the reviews, just going right down.
Ah, yeah. It was the Rotten Tomatoes. Okay. So, yeah, I think a bounty hunter movie would be friggin' awesome.
I would definitely.
Yes.
I like that actually.
I really do want Han Solo involved because that's like the one thing that they can fight towards, like the MacGuffin, you know.
Something that's occurring to me though. How would they? I mean, you would have to change this, but in the movies, he's with Darth Vader. Like Darth Vader helps him get it. Helps him get Han Solo.
Well, is it that he helps Boba Fett or he helps whoever found him first?
But I don't know if Boba Fett found him first.
He definitely found him first. You don't remember in episode 5? Remember when he was when Han released the Falcon with the garbage chute?
Yeah.
While that was happening, Slave 1 was following the ship.
See, you know
That's why he teamed with Vader, because Boba found him.
The part that sucks is I literally just watched episode 5 last night. And I did not remember that. Living up to the name of the podcast.
Well, I mean, that's the beauty of Star Wars. You always find something new every time you watch it.
True.
I remember, like, it was a big realization to me when I watched episode 3 for the 700th time. When Obi-Wan was running off of, damn it, what's the planet?
The
one
student.
Yeah.
Well, I
the
didn't
one
do
Grievous
anything.
is on.
The master has become retarded.
Damn it. I'm having a brain fart and I'm hurting myself. Not
Utapau.
Utapau. How could I forget? On Utapau, when Obi-Wan is running away from Order 66, he takes Grievous's ship. You know that, right?
Uh-huh.
I notice on the 700th time I've watched it, Grievous's body is still laying there. And I just watched that, like, ha! Fun
didn't know
fact.
that.
Fun fact.
There is a fun fact. Matt, you're here for the fun facts.
Yeah.
I can't wait to talk more about Batman stuff. That'll happen way more.
Oh,
fun.
we will get to Batman.
I
in some
cannot
episode.
wait.
Absolutely.
I love it. Anyway,
We'll be getting to more Star Wars, more Batman, more
everything.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Hell, let's do it.
I'm not going to be a part of that.
But it's time to duel.
No, it's time to get that stutter fixed.
It's the heart of the cards, Luke.
Is that your number? Is that your full number 2 or?
Yeah, that's my full number 2, I think.
Okay, so my number. Do you want to go into my number?
No. Yeah,
Or you
go your number 1.
Okay, number 1.
Number 1 guy.
My number 1. because it's close to my heart. It's the one thing I wish I could see, but technically, in a sense, we have seen it. Star Killer. I want to see a movie of that, except I'm afraid the movie will not have enough detail. Matt and I were talking about the games just before this. Talking about how, and my thing with the games is the first one is really, really good, and it's not really a short game. That one's like 8 or 9 hours long, right?
Yeah, something like that.
That has plenty of story to it. I'm not sad for how long it is. I'm not like, oh my god, I'm still doing this, and I'm not. It's really well done. The second one is super, super short, but thank goodness, because it's just enough time for the story. It just kind of sucks how short it is. That was a great little story right there. You put it all together, 15-hour story. That could be a great TV show.
Yeah, it could be.
I mean, it would be the same thing, but just for all the people that haven't played the game. And then imagine you see a TV show, and then you want to play the game. You could play the TV show, in a sense, in this 2008 game. I like the idea of this whole Star Killer, because it's, I don't know, this is like the craziest thing. Well, for me especially, the cloning. I think that is insane, and then you explained to me even more.
Mm-hmm.
The,
How it matched with Dark Empire, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
How did it match?
So, to me, the whole point is that the Sith are trying to live forever. And so Sidious, because he wasn't as powerful as Plagueis, needed to find a cheat to live forever, so he was testing cloning. That's why Kamino, he was heavily involved with Kamino. And in, like, Force Unleashed 2, you find out that Star Killer is one of many clones. And he didn't know if he was a clone or not. And so, the way I thought of that was Palpatine testing out if you could clone a Jedi, and how it would work, and if it would work. And because it did work with Star Killer, he thought, hell, this is my trump card. This is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to live forever and transfer my consciousness to my clones. And that's what he did in Dark Empire.
And and it's just amazing because of how powerful Star Killer became. I don't know, it's crazy because it's the whole thing of so that was actually part of it, is you saying, like, seeing Darth Vader have to hunt down Jedi that were not killed by Order 66, and then finding this kid, and in this kid he's like, this is the trump card of the Empire,
right?
And that was before a whole clone thing. That was just like, hey, we can just get him to kill everyone because nobody could be as powerful as him. Because for them, training on the dark side is, in a sense, in terms of what you can actually do, it seems a lot more powerful.
It is at face value. It is.
Yeah.
You know, but
it's much more deadly.
Yeah. But back to the rule of two thing I said. The whole reason why he's a secret apprentice is that rule of two. The whole point of Star Killer is to eventually kill Palpatine.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, so Darth Vader also saw his way out in a sense too.
Well, because everyone always wants more power in the Sith. If Palpatine's out, Vader's number one.
But
and then eventually Star Killer will be like, hey, I want to be number one, try and kill Vader. And then he'll find someone. That's how it works.
Or he'll just do it himself in the next one.
I mean, if he does it himself, is he going to win? Is he strong enough?
Doesn't he do that in the second one?
I mean, is that canon anymore? No.
Okay, Mr. Canon.
Mr. Canon. But,
look at me. I'm Mr. Canon.
I'll be quite honest with you. The story on Force Unleashed 2 is pretty subpar.
It's subpar. I just like how it wraps up some stuff.
I mean, if you do it the light side way, it doesn't wrap up anything, because Vader's captured at the end, and then they never made a sequel.
Because they didn't really know what to do.
No, it's because the game sold like crap, and they decided not to.
Yeah, it's a greatest hits.
It's sold like crap.
No, I'm not.
Look it up right now.
No. I'm not saying it's not. Saying my point saying it's greatest hits is it's funny because I feel like it's greatest hits so they can continue to try and sell the game.
Right.
They're trying to still make money off of it.
Right.
But the first one's also.
No, the first one's great.
No, the first one is great. I remember I rented that game. I rented that from Blockbuster when that was a thing still. So I rented that game, and what I did is, I think the rentals were 3 or 4 days, right? Or rental for the weekend, you got like 4 days. I just kept renting the game. I literally bought the game like twice because I kept playing it. And then I'm like, why don't I just buy the game? I did. I no longer have that Xbox 360 though. So I no longer own this game.
Yeah. But
I mean, I want it. I mean, not like we can't find the guy to play him. It's the voice and the character are based exactly off of the character of his voice actor.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't have the full movie, TV show. Sorry, I don't think that would work at all as a movie. Be way too little time to explain some of this.
Force Unleashed, you don't think it could be a movie?
No, I don't think it could.
I do. I think to nitpick you a little.
Go ahead. I'm not giving too much.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's a video game we all know.
Yeah, but like the video game is so influenced by the new stuff right now, or like the new stuff is so influenced by the video game, I should say.
What?
I mean, Starkiller Base, Galen Urso.
Oh, right.
I feel like they'd have to change a lot of the name, like his name, like in general, because that'd be like too much.
So they're already kind of doing what I want.
Yeah, and like the thing that I really, really loved about the first one that is sort of overlooked is it shows Bail Organa sort of forming the Rebel Alliance. Like Rom Coda, which again they copied with Kanan in Rebels because they made Kanan blind. I mean, Rom Coda, Bail Organa, Mon Mothma, they're showing like the formation of the Rebel Alliance, which is, I really got disappointed when they had those deleted scenes from episode 3. I'm like, with Padme trying to do that, and I'm like, this should have been in the movie. That would have been really awesome. Do you know that?
No, I don't.
They cut a lot of Padme scenes out because she goes to Anakin and she goes like, what if the people we're fighting for aren't really right? And he goes, you're sounding like a separatist. And she goes, no, but listen, maybe Palpatine really isn't as straight as we thought. Maybe we should break away. And he's like, don't talk like that. And then there's certain scenes with her and other senators agreeing with her, including Bail Organa, including Mon Mothma. And that is sort of like putting the Rebel Alliance in motion. And, yeah. And then in Force Unleashed, you show it like really starting up, and then they show the young Leia, and they show Bail Organa, and they show Mon Mothma starting it with Rom Coda and with Starkiller. And then like in his memory, the Rebel Alliance is born, or like because of Starkiller's sacrifice at the end, the Rebel Alliance is born. And I feel like that is one of the most important things of Force Unleashed that would be great. And then I think because Rebel Alliance is already in Rogue One, like make this sort of a precursor to Rogue One. I mean, I know like Rebels is really that's what the point of the show of Rebels is, but I really just don't like Rebels, and I don't think it's well done at all.
You wish it just wasn't this cartoon.
Yeah. I mean, if they could make a well done Force Unleashed, which is a great story and should be canon. I mean, not Force Unleashed 2, because I think that went a little far.
Fine.
But Force Unleashed 1 was a great story and should be canon, minus the over-exaggerated fights at the end, because I don't think Vader should be that battle damaged. I think that's crazy.
Oh, at the end of the first one?
I feel like it could be a good fight, but I think it should be it should go Vader's way a little more than that at the end. If it was a movie. I mean, video game, it looks awesome. It's cool. But, I mean, if we're thinking about this canon-wise, Vader shouldn't be looking like a little bitch like that. But...
All right, yeah.
Yeah. But otherwise, it's a fantastic story, and I'd love that to be canon. Above Clone Wars and Rebels, absolutely.
This is... I've always thought this should be something. It's hard because it's a game, so if you do want to know a story, it's just... I think it would bring the people who don't play video games into this.
Right. I mean, how big of an audience is that, though, nowadays? I think everyone's played video games.
No, not a lot of people finish games still.
That's true. Yeah.
Because I remember when I started playing video games, I didn't start like as young as other people. I started like, I was not finishing any games. And then I got to the point where I'm like, I'm actually just going to finish these games when I get them. Because it was cool to see the whole story. Because at first I'm like, it's just fun to play. But then as games got better stories. Now I'm kind of pissed because there's not that many games that play as well as I like. And then the stories are just good enough. But not good enough for me to want to finish them. I don't know. I'm just like, I'll play and be like, this kind of sucks.
Yeah,
That's most games nowadays. I don't think there's anything truly amazing right now.
I feel like maybe this is personally me. We could get going to your topic a little more. I feel like games are focusing more on the graphics than they do gameplay and the story.
Yep.
And that's not what makes a game good.
No, it's not. And I'm actually a little annoyed. Like, the only games that I truly will still think are good in the sense of... So, like, Grand Theft Auto, you play those games, and the fourth and fifth ones, the stories are really, really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Except the gameplay is, like, still, like, Grand Theft Auto style. It's not amazing, but it works for it. Like, you still move how you want to. It's just...
I enjoy the gameplay.
No, I'm saying it's like it's nothing, like, incredible. It's just... It's good for what it is. You don't need it to be any different. Like the driving and all that stuff. Sometimes you just like when you play games like Assassin's Creed and Batman, though, you kind of wish that everything was as smooth as those games are.
Right.
Assassin's Creed I have to pull a little bit away from it because it is a little glitchy sometimes with its combat. And then you got Batman, those games.
Oh, those are fantastic.
And then you have because of that though, you have Shadows of Mordor games which fight beautifully because of it. I don't need every like game to be fighting like amazing fluid fighting like that. That's so quick. Like Shadows of Mordor actually is still a good thing because the fighting's not super fast like Batman, but it's still very fluid and you don't feel like you're just like sitting there pushing a button every 5 seconds, and it just sucks.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we could probably do a whole podcast on
The Force Awakens.
video games nowadays.
The Force Awakens.
Unleashed.
Force Unleashed. Man, you did it. Now I'm doing it.
Well, you see what I mean? They use the Force Awakens versus Force Unleashed. Starkiller Base versus Starkiller. Galen Merrick versus Galen Erso. I mean, they're doing it on purpose.
So the Force Unleashed, that game plays really well.
Absolutely.
Force Unleashed 2, that's the one thing I kind of wish I had. The Force Unleashed 2. That is perfection of playing as a Jedi in a sense, or a Sith, whatever. In a sense of a video game, and I wish that was in the first one. And the first one's fantastic as well. It's just this is fantastic, like plus 10.
The fluidity of the gameplay.
It's
what
even
you wish
better.
was in the first one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's still the gameplay is good. It's just not as fluid. Like there's clunky bits to it.
All right. Yeah. So.
Anyway, you're number one, Matt. Sorry to go on a tangent.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, mine is also loosely based on a video game. I mean, by loosely, I mean very much based on a video game.
Oh my god, what is it?
The Old Republic.
Oh my god, you picked that.
Yep, I did. I feel like that's very anticlimactic because everyone wants Old Republic stuff. Because it's just an endless amount of stuff you can do. But I mean, I'd say focus more on Revan because Revan sort of loosely shadows Vader. And because, the armor is sort of concept Kylo. And I feel like he could be like the modern day Vader if you let him be. I bet you he could be as iconic for this generation as Vader was for the last. Because you could show his rise and fall, and you could show HK-47 and his meatheads comments. It's great.
See, I never played I never played any of those.
Yeah. I mean, I am starting to now because I was never an Xbox kid.
Oh, right. You have the old Xbox now.
Yeah, from you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm starting to play them now. I mean, it's just Revan is just flat out awesome. All these old Sith, Revan, Malik, Malgus, Nihilus, they're all just friggin' awesome, and I'd love to see them. I mean, yeah, any comment?
Like I said, I don't play the game. I don't actually know shit about that game.
Well, again, that's the beauty of it. You don't have to, because it's so far in the past. You can do whatever the hell you want with it.
Well, in terms of me commenting, I can't.
Well, yeah.
But yes, I know what you mean.
I mean, like, with something like Saw Gerrera, like, there's only a certain amount of things you could do to make it make sense, because it's so close to the movies.
So what you're saying is because it's so extremely far in the past.
I mean, this is like thousands of years in the past.
Oh, so nothing that happens there even matters.
Yoda's not born yet.
Oh, that's old.
Yeah, it's like very old.
So, just make it whatever Star Wars story you want with these characters.
Exactly. Just have something with Revan and show his rise and fall, and have HK-47, and have these Old Republic Sith that look friggin' awesome and are pretty marketable, I think, and give them legit character arcs and stories. Show some Bastilla Shan, which is like the Jedi of the time. So some great stuff. like that.
That picture shall never be revealed.
Oh, it wouldn't.
That was a really loud
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Whatever. I feel like mine is very short compared to yours, but I mean, there's not much to say, really, because it's so far behind and I haven't played the games.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much to do with the Star Wars universe. It's actually kind of hard to pick because they're doing a good job of hitting everything now.
Well, that's what makes these Star Wars stories so great, because a universe that was this big and now be even bigger.
I mean, it's massive already.
I mean, it is. It is. And the beauty of Star Wars is that each movie can be a little different. I know some people will argue that with me, but I mean, like, the side of the Jedi won't be the same as the side of the Sith. We'll make a different movie. The side of some random guy on Naboo is not going to feel the same way as a random guy from Mustafar, even if there is people on Mustafar. You're an idiot if you are.
You know, well, I see what you're saying. I want to see a Sith movie. I'm not that I like the Sith. I just want to see a Sith movie where there is no mercy.
Yeah.
I don't want to see like the character. I mean, obviously, I want to see character arcs, but I want to see the arc being them turning to be supremely evil. We have movies like that out there that do really well, and I think it'd be a bold thing to do with a Star Wars movie, but very much accepted for everybody who wants to see farther into this universe. Because, like I said, it would give people more of a decision which side they want to fight for. And in terms of marketing, killer.
Hey, absolutely.
Star killer.
We could go into some honorable mentions if you
I
want.
actually don't have any honorable
I mean,
mentions. This
like,
was hard for me to come up with in
I mean,
the first place.
it was pretty hard. I mean, because you don't want to pick things too obscure. But, like, I mean, you could always do, like, a Jedi Purge movie with Vader just killing random Jedi. You could do, like, a young, just Darth Maul going on missions. That's always fun.
Is it?
I mean, it could be just showing Darth Maul killing people. That's fun.
I feel like you want that because he seems like some teenager with a lot of angst.
No. If there's any teenager with a lot of angst, it's called Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren.
No.
That's what that's called.
It's my band, Mom.
Yeah. You wouldn't understand. Grandpa does. But,
Grandpa's dead, honey. And he's just dead, honey.
Yeah, dead to you, Mom. Sorry. I'm yelling.
Yelling like 2 inches away from the microphone. I'm taking the higher ground here.
You underestimate my power.
You underestimate the rigidity of your limbs.
The what?
Rigidity.
What?
How rigid your limbs are going to be after I slice them in half with a lightsaber.
What?
Rigid, it's
okay,
a word.
I'm done. So, that's our list.
That's our list, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
No.
I just was trying to make it more fun.
No.
Okay.
So thank you for joining us.
This son of a bitch.
No, but all seriousness, that was fun. Plan to do a lot more in the future. What next episode? What do you want it to be?
I think next episode should be a little late now, but a review of Wonder Woman. Everyone's talking about it.
Yeah, let's do it. Next episode is gonna be the review on Wonder Woman.
Next time.
Yeah, when is that gonna be?
I'm here next week.
Hello.
Darkness, my old friend.
Come to talk to you again.
An attorney likes my photo. All right.
Sure.
So, I mean, is there a way anybody can comment on any of this stuff?
Well, yeah, this is gonna be on YouTube.
YouTube. Okay, I'd like to know if there's anything they think we should change.
Well, yeah, comment below, like, what movies you want to see. Do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Do you think we're freaking dumb? I mean, I don't know. Tell me.
Yes, that of course, but also in the sense of this being the first episode, let us know if there's anything different you want us to do. Let us know what you liked, what you
want me
didn't
to
like.
fire Luke, please tell me.
Okay, I'm here to stay. We're literally recording this through my equipment.
So if you want me to fire Luke, please tell me.
I feel like I add I feel like I add the wild card to the group.
You know, like those Facebook memes, like below, and I'll do something, and then you like your own post, and you go say no more or something. So yeah, if you want me to fire Luke, like this post, one like, and it's me. Say no more. Yeah, Kylo Ren, one like, and I'll kill my father. Liked by Kylo Ren. I hear you loud and clear. Kylo, my boy.
All right, Matt. Well,
all right, so I guess subscribe if you think we're cool. Comment below. Where can we find you, Luke? What's your stuff?
where can you find me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can find me. The thing I use the most is Instagram. You can find me at L_Carkeys. That's where my most where I comment on things the most via photos. You can also follow me on Twitter at Luke_Carquillat, CARQUILLAT. Follow me there. Maybe I'll talk a little more when we're doing this podcast. You know, put my thoughts in on stuff instantly.
Yeah. I'm not really anywhere, but you can follow Darth Dumbass Podcast at Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, MySpace, Pornhub.
Don't forget UJIz.
UJIz. Anything I'm forgetting?
I don't know, but I feel like you should actually post it in those two.
Just our voice on Pornhub. Listen to us. Darth Dumbass Podcast.
Can I also say, also go to YouTube to search the user Luke Carquillat, where you'll find more of Matt and I making some sketch comedy, little short films and whatnot.
You may or may not, you may or may not find my pretty face on there.
If you search the Larry video, just search Larry on my channel, you will find the beauty that is Matt, his entire legacy, and the climax of it all. He did have to change his pants.
Multiple times.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Listen to us again. We love you, or we hate you. I don't know yet. It's a love-hate relationship.
As in, they mostly hate us and we love them because they listen. All right, then.
All right, see ya.
Bye.